Welcome back. Right now, we are joined by actor and model Bo Yokely. I'm looking forward to learning more about Bo, hearing about his all-new movie on Lifetime, and much more. Bo, thanks so much for joining us today, all the way from North Carolina.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to speak with you. You are involved in many different things. So let's start first with this Lifetime movie. Tell me all about it.
I'll tell you what I can tell you. How about that? It's called Switch Before Birth, and it premieres October 23rd on Lifetime. I had the amazing opportunity to work with director Elizabeth Rome on her second big feature that's coming out. And this movie is like something that I haven't seen before in Lifetime. It's heavy drama and has to do with IVF, which is something that many people deal with on a regular basis, but isn't discussed so much. So this really delves into the complexities of that, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
I feel like the switched after birth storyline has been a bit more popular as opposed to the switch before birth, but this is an intriguing story based on true events. So very dramatic, very um, things that are going on are very emotional, and it has lives and families all in the balance. So a great role for you.
It really is, and it's just been my favorite role to date that I've played. In fact, it's IVF is something that a lot of people, like I said, do go through, and there's no actual federal government oversight to the procedure itself. So there are unfortunately mistakes made, and this kind of goes into a little bit of what that looks like.
What is it about this particular role that has been your favorite?
So many things I've done to this point have been guy comes into town, he saves the day, and he's a hero. But this is a much heavier, dramatic role. Something that I've really been able to show my emotional range for. The actress I act opposite of, her name's Skylar Samuel. She's incredible, and being able to work with such a high caliber actress, her and Justina Machado, who's also in the film, Yancy Aris, to be able to work with such high caliber stars, it really, I think, elevates everyone. And so because of that, I've seen the biggest growth in myself. And then also the role itself, the complexities is what really makes it interesting for an actor.
What were some challenges of playing such a dramatic role, and how were you able to get into the correct frame of reference to be able to portray this accurately and, to really be able to reflect that vulnerability and honesty, because many people do have big struggles, maybe not necessarily this, but big hardships with IVF.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing that I did was me and Skylar, who plays my wife, Olivia, in the film, really developed a friendship and a camaraderie before we ever started film. So we would talk and we would rehearse and we would get to know each other, the ins and outs, kind of the ebb and flow, so that when we have that dialogue, when we have those conversations and those emotional swings, they're much more grounded in a real relationship as opposed to something where you just meet someone for one day and then you're forced to go into a very intimate, detailed, emotional scene. It also doesn't hurt that my wife in real life's name is Olivia, and my wife in this film's name is Olivia. And my wife was pregnant during the filming of Switch Before Birth in her last trimester. In fact, the last 3 weeks of her pregnancy was when I was on set with our first child, a daughter. And so being able to correlate the real life drama and angst of being a first time parent, along with being able to film being a first time parent, the worlds were so closely correlated, and it was no real effort because I really was feeling that way in real life. And so I think that really brought a whole nother level of depth that it's hard to, orchestrate that, but it came off perfectly and perfect timing. And I got home one day before my daughter was born. I flew home on a Friday, and Saturday morning she was born. So it was very fortunate.
And you mentioned previous roles, you played the person that would come in and save the day. Do you feel you were a bit typecasted as this romantic hero?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think that that Southern thing a lot of people see, and they want to kind of correlate it. That you come in, you save the day, or the woman's in distress, then you got to help her find her way, kind of thing, or a hero in some regard, which are all great, and I love those roles. But this was a little bit more emotionally high stakes, and so more so than any other dramatic situation I've ever been in any other film. This was one that was very close to my heart, and also one that I cared deeply about because of who I was acting opposite. I love Skylar. I've seen him work many times. And so that really, really raised the stakes on all this.
And I understand before you had a career acting, you also had another career as, I believe, a financial advisor. So this wasn't always plan A.
Well, no, no. I mean, I think that plan A was just getting out of college. And after I did that and went through, started working as a financial advisor, I never really loved it so much. It was more or less a means to an end, but I did always love entertaining. And so, because I was working in that world, and I was also modeling since I was 18 years old, those worlds are really, really closely correlated. And my agent got me in with a film, and off to the races we go.
When you look back, what role really changed you, changed your career? Was that catalyst to where you are today?
I would say probably the most pivotal was a movie called After the Storm. We filmed it in Toronto. It was back in 2018 because I was handed the reins to a film being lead for the first time. And that the weight of that and the pressure of that really makes everything elevate. And so because of that, I think I really evolved so quickly. And then once you do that one time, you can never go back because you see what that looks like, what that feels like. And that's all I ever want to do for the rest of my life.
And you've been very busy ever since. What are some dream roles that you have? You mentioned this one is a bit different, very dramatic, something you haven't done before. As you look forward, are there other roles that you'd really love to play?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm actually currently producing 2 series and 4 other movies, and I love I tell everyone the old school '90s action stars. Like the Kevin Costner, Bruce Willis, those guys, Mel Gibson. That's what I love. And I love the action, the big explosions, the fight sequences, and all the many things that go along with that. And one of the series I'm producing is set in the '70s, and so it's going to be a timepiece on the coast, and some really great, awesome, exciting themes that haven't really been seen so much on TV since like Narcos coming out, and a few other shows are really starting to hit the '70s. And this is right in the frame reference of that. And so that's another role I'm very excited to play. That's supposed to start next year. And so we have many, many cool things coming up. Love to play anything action, physical. I've gotten to involved with fighting and stage choreography and all the many things. So that's really something I'm excited about playing in the future.
And we are looking forward to seeing you in all of these different roles. In the meantime, as we circle back to this Lifetime film, Switched Before Birth, how can we watch, how can we follow along and make sure that we see this?
Yes, so it's going to be on Lifetime, October the 23rd, so just about a month away. And it's at 7 o'clock that evening, Eastern Time. And then after that, it will be on all major streaming services coming up. So sorry about that. Doing a strip was on. You there?
We are, yes. So we can definitely tune in on October 23rd to Lifetime. And how can we help follow along with you, Bo, and your career and make sure to stay up with the busyness and also the excitement of your life? And I meant to say congratulations with your new baby. There's so much going on.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Social media is just Bo_Yokely. And Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of many things. And then, of course, many projects coming up here in the next year. So keep a lookout. We have one coming in theaters called Christmas at the Gray Horse Inn on November the 25th. And then one's going to be coming out next winter that we've already shot. And so we got many things coming up.
Well, it's so great to meet you, Bo. Thank you so much for taking time with us today, all the way from North Carolina. Can't wait to tune into Lifetime's Switched Before Birth and also to see everything that you're involved in. We'll definitely follow along with you at Bo_Yokely at Instagram and other social media platforms. But once again, we're so grateful that you took time to be with us today right here on Park City Television. We'll be back with more right after this.